Alright, hello and welcome to Furlorn version 0.5. Don't worry, this isn't safe for work mode, so there's nothing there. Main menu has been altered a little bit just to show all the new stuff like this, and this. We'll go over that in a little bit, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we? One of the newer things is between Rourke Prison over there and Geeland, there is now an area where monsters will spawn randomly. Speaking of monsters, we have a new one, the Feral Furies. Good stuff. Let's see if we can get a weaker one. Alright. Yeah. Pretty basic and derpy, but they work for what they are. They, of course, have their own little unique scene and all that good stuff. And, yeah, handy. Speaking of which, as you see, there is a new model for them, or rather. So let's go on to the next item, which is the Polymorph Potion, which is pretty obvious. Rare elixir that allows the drinker to change their form. So let's actually go ahead and drink it. It just takes you back to the creation menu. The model had to be updated because there were some issues and of course retextured, but you can now actually change to one of the Feral Furious models. Still need to add a lot to it, but I should be able to start making faster customization options up. Let's see here. So yeah, as you can see, you spawn in just like this. And let's see. Map, there is now an XY coordinate for where your character is in the world. And speaking of maps, let's go ahead and click 6 to eat a Alien Gem. And this place has been changed quite a bit. It even has its own map where you start on Limbo Island. Other than that, it's still very much work in progress. Speaking of which, you can now run with a proper run animation and a little particle effect. Just thought that would be neat. Not really a whole lot down there. Just a lava ocean. I don't know, I thought it would fit better. And I personally like it. So let's get out of here. Let's go ahead and try and run back to the Geeland over there. Because I need to get to the warp pedestal. So one more thing is that we got this entire left side of the map now roughed out. So you can go anywhere you want on the left side. But it's just a rough out, so there's only land masses in the water, so fortunately pretty boring. I'm going to have to start filling out the world eventually. And while we're coming up to Geeland, the special event system for Halloween is now semi-working. 3 days before, after, and on Halloween, there will be pumpkins and decorations showing up around in Geeland, Rourke Prison, and the library. Speaking of the library, let's go ahead and go there now. It's gotten a few changes. Oh, yeah, that's right, there's a fall animation if you fall too high. Not a whole lot has been changed in here. Still pretty basic. Got a little book here that will tell you about how this place came to be. A book a friend of mine decided to submit. The UI has been changed a little bit for reading. You can now click these dog ears to navigate the books. So yeah, because I'd like to get rid of the gross original UI. So a system, there is now buttons that you can use to interact with, which ties into the whole real race, which we'll talk about way further down. And so a system will now apply a small amount of force to the player characters so they won't face through the ground whenever it operates. Because before, if you were standing still, you would face through the ground. That has been fixed. Good stuff. Let's go and go up here and check out the kind of derpy fall animation. It's a work in progress, of course. And let's see if there's anything else that I may have forgotten. Let's get back to Geeland because I still like that part the best. Okay. I need to work on this more. What else? Yes, I downgraded from the version of Unity to the latest stable version of Unity. So yeah, that fixed a lot of issues. Half the world map is roughed out. Helios open world has begun. Yep. Furry's model and fur patterns had to be remade. so I can make them a little bit more universal, so I can do a lot of helpful things with it. Oh, here's another one. Q. Oops, didn't mean to press that. Q key. The Q key now operates as a trigger for skills instead of the middle mouse button. So you can use key to activate your skills instead. Because I know a lot of you don't have middle mouse buttons. That has now been patched. Sprinting, already went over that. Android controls. I did actually test porting this game to Android, and it did work, but of course, because there were no UI controls, it was impossible to do anything. But it's a start in the right direction. I just gotta make a bunch of UI controls and programming, and we should be able to have an Android port. So that's gonna be fun. Book reading UI, Halloween, finally fixed defeat, add or texture damage. Yes, damage with all of your weapons will now scale with your strength. So yeah, make sure to take that into consideration. Polymorph Potion, already went over that. Half of the world map has been roughed out, already went over that. Added disclaimer. There is now a disclaimer when you start up the game, because it had to happen. Some new smexy stuff. Just the one though. Feral Furies, buttons, jack-o'-lanterns, Halloween, string decorations, random enemy spawner. So yeah, let's see. Is that all of it? Really? Huh. Feels like I got a lot more done. But I guess it was mostly back-end stuff. There's new patron system, so if you are a patron and you get the early access, I'll be able to start using that to give you access to unique patron-only areas, items, etc., etc. But that's way further in the future, but still nice to have. Failsafe, a bunch of issues fixed, access codes. Yeah, I guess that's mostly all of it. Odd, I thought I got a lot more done this month, but guess not. Sorry, work has been kicking my butt. Anyways, hope you enjoy, have fun. Make sure to come back around the Halloween, because that's when all this stuff appears. It's not exactly a lot, but it's still interesting to look at. And yeah, bye.